Hi everyone, it's Alicia here from Pretty Much Me, and today we're going to learn the long tail cast on. So to get started, you're going to need a ball of yarn and you're going to need knitting needles. Alright, so long tail, like the name implies, you're going to need a long tail of yarn to get started. I like to do an arm's length to get started, and we're going to start making a slip knot. Start by making a slip knot, okay? So we make our yarn look like the breast cancer awareness ribbon. See how it looks like that ribbon? And then the yarn that crosses in front, I'm going to take and I'm going to pop through the back right here. Grab that. And that makes an adjustable or a slip knot. We'll do that one more time. So take our yarn and cross it. Oops, wants to uncross. When to cross it, and the yarn that crosses in front, we take and we pop through the back. Once you have your slip knot set, you're going to take it, you're going to put it on your knitting needle, and you snug up those two strings of yarn. One is your tail here, and one is connected to your ball of yarn. This is called your working yarn because it's attached to the ball, and this is your tail because it's not connected to anything, okay? So working yarn, and then the tail. And this is the first stitch right here that we just put on our knitting needles. Okay, now, this is where we get silly. Your left hand, it's gonna be a bird. See your bird? This is his beak. He's opening and closing his beak. So your bird is gonna fly in. He's going to go in between those two strings of yarn. He's going to open his mouth and lay down. When he lays down, I grab these two strings with my ring finger and my pinky, okay? And now we've made a heart. See, we have a heart in our hand. We have our thumb stitch that goes over right here, and we have our finger stitch that goes over like this. You're going to take your knitting needle, you're going to come up under the stitch on your thumb, and you're going to go down over the string on your finger. Okay, so let's do that again. Ready? Silly bird, here he comes again, back for more. He's gonna fly in, he opens his mouth, and he lays down. You've got your heart in your hand again. Take your knitting needle up under the string on the thumb, down over the string on the finger, and through the hole. I know the bird is silly, but it helps to remember and keep it in your head. When you're learning this new fine motor skill, you're teaching your hands new muscle memory, and so it's going to feel awkward at first, and that's okay. It's a new skill, so it's okay that it might be feel a little different. Take that knitting needle, go up under the stitch on your thumb, down over the finger, through the hole. And now I really like long tail cast on, and it's one of my go-to cast-ons for a couple of reasons. First, it's nice and neat and secure. You can see on the knitting needle, I'll show you here, that it gives you a nice clean ridge, a nice clean start to your project, which is wonderful. But there's a little bonus to the long tail. While you're casting on and getting ready for your project, you are also knitting your first row at the same time. So little added incentive, you have one less row you'll have to knit when you do this particular cast on, which is a nice incentive, I think, to learn this one. Open up, we go up under that thumb stitch, down over the finger stitch. And again, if this is the first time you've ever done this, go back and watch the video over and over and practice it. Go slow and come back and make sure you're doing it right. You want to make sure your knitting project gets off to the right start. Sometimes one of the most frustrating things can be you've put a lot of time in and then you find out that your start wasn't quite right, and that can be really tough when you get rows up and you find that your beginning wasn't quite what you had wanted it to be. All right, so if you have a pattern that you're starting, go ahead and cast on for that number of stitches that you need for that pattern. Or if you're just practicing, maybe cast on 20 stitches today. We'll cast on our 20, and then you'll be ready to do the next video, which will teach us how to knit and how to do the knit stitch. And once you have your 20, be ready to go. I hope you guys have a great day, and come back and watch some more videos at Pretty Much Me for all your knitting and crochet needs.